They lead the league in field goal percentage, D, as well. That's a better indicator of how good North Carolina's defense has been this year.
0-0. Tania Latson's the one to watch.
I know Florida State's not going to take the brakes off.
Latson got a touch in the paint. Now the triple from outside. One of the top shot blockers in the country with her first.
And 39% of the shots she blocks best. She blocks into their transition games.
Flip the script a little bit. Florida State has won 8 of the last 9 meetings. Latson, her second bucket. Latson will get another touch. The kick out for 3. Nice on the drive.
She had her head in the rim.
Scooped up and in. Latson.
It's good for the fans. It's good for the game, especially with all the new eyes that have come to the women's college game. This is what we want to see. From number 13, Diego, she is only a 3-point threat and stretches the floor. My goodness.
Latson struggling to get going here in the first half.
Florida State has an advantage when they block into their transition game. I prefer blocks that way, Beth.
Keep it in play. Gordon across midcourt.
Go Reeves! Go Reeves!
Latson and immediate.
She only had 8 points in the first half, Beth. That means she's going to have a big second half.
Second chance opportunity for the Noles. Latson off the bounce, drops it off for Timpson, gets the assist. Just 6 weeks to go in the regular season. Latson weaves her way into the lane, off the window. Final minute, third quarter. Latson weaves her way inside. It's a 10-2 run. Good adjustment in game by Antonelli. How about by Latson? Weaving again into the lane. Goes to the right side and draws the foul. Second trip to the line for Tania today. Her numbers are right there, if not better, than Hannah Hidalgo's at Notre Dame. 1 point game. Gakdang got a piece of it. Ends up back with Latson. Tough shot. Muscled it up and in. Latson. Denarski turns her the other way. One-handed scoop around and down. Dos Santos on the drive. Grant forces a tough shot. Florida State's got it back.
Setting up that right hand.
Latson pulls up in the lane. Uses the glass. Latson waits. Weaves. And a foul.
It's where you miss Timpson on an offensive rebound, too.
Latson gives it up for Bowles, looking for 3, and she hits it! Heels hoping for OT. Big size Thomas on the inbounder at 6'5", making it tough on Bowles to see. Latson has a touch. Latson gets it up and hits it at the buzzer for Florida State. Officials will review to see if there's any time left. Otherwise, it's Tania in a walk-off. Stunning finish.
Inbounds underneath the basket, over the top to Grace Hunter, stolen away. Timpson into the open court, flashing through. Villegas in the corner, didn't shoot the 3. Swings it around. Latson, she'll fire away from bonus lane.
Taylor Rouge on that miss. Didn't get a clean look.
They've had so many second and third chances. This shot from the corner not going to fall. Timpson won't be denied.
Love to see that effort on opening day from Michaela Timpson.
Turnage and Latson teammates in high school, winning a national championship at Westlake. How about the defense here? Latson attacks, too strong, count it, with a chance at over 1,000 in her career when it's all said and done. Latson, oh, that's pretty.
Lead this Seminole team. She can be counted on in the clutch when needed.
Another steal for Florida State. Count it!
That is a new career high for KK Timpson. Her previous career high was 18.
About rebounding, Melissa, she said, I can pretty much get as many as I want. The confidence as well.
Shauna Green, all of her career from Dayton to here, now in her final campaign. Latson nice through the lane.
Timpson is a rebounding machine, but right now your first priority has to be making sure Bostic's uncomfortable in the paint.
Latson, meanwhile, and she has 3 rebounds to go with it. Here's Latson with a clear path.
Dolan is that player that could really step up this year and be the breakout Illini. So far, a good start tonight.
A 17-point lead.
Latson trying to communicate, get that screen. She's going to attack the basket.
Latson drawing contact again. First points.
When it rains, it pours. And the Seminoles right now, everything's starting to go their way with another turnover.
It's Latson on Bryant, and a foul. It's a blocking foul.
There's been a lot of quick shots at the beginning of the shot clock, and you're going to see a big turnover here.
Timpson disrupts the pass. Here comes Latson. Latson finishes.
Frustration from the Seminoles there. You don't want to give those opportunities up. Deep three.
Latson,
A couple threes up, a couple layups in. So far, it's been a dry spell, but lately they're getting baskets in just like that.
Florida State still in this. 68-61. Illinois. Latson over Cook. Latson with a profession. No, knocked out of there by Bostic. Latson again.
And now here comes Tania Latson. Latson with the blow by and one. Back the other way. Latson gets a shot to drop. Inside 10 for Florida State. Timpson comes out to set the screen. Latson calls her own number. Latson lays it in and will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Seems like a really positive guy over there. Looks like he's a big cheerleader for his players. And Florida State has been able to convert 19 points off of those turnovers. Come on over and help side to challenge that shot.
Good ball movement by Florida State. It's Latson inside. Final minute here in the first half. Latson inside. 3 defenders. Doesn't matter. Between NC Central and FSU. Sean Davison, Melissa Bruner, Kylie Brennan, our entire crew on hand.
Ooh, and then another turnover. Tania Latson just runs under that one.
Villegas gives it back up to to Latson. And Latson splits 2 defenders.
This game will certainly help that scoring average.
Another rebound from Malaya Williams. And Latson gave a scream of disgust when she couldn't pick the basketball away from the Eagles. And so what does she do? She keeps it herself. 112-55 inside 2 minutes. Latson lays in another. Pull up. High off the glass and good.
That shooter on which, to me, as a freshman, says a lot about the leadership and her not being shying away from it.
Latson pulls up, knocks it down, close that one out and get the win. Latson from the ACC logo. Latson is fouled and one. Going a bit too fast that time. Florida State was ready for it, took it away. Latson has kept her composure, going back for more. As I am firmly back on the hard court for the fourth quarter, as is Latson.
Third year as head coach, plus an interim season during the COVID year.
Gets to play at her alma mater.
Texas Tech, 1 of 6. I don't know what's more impressive, that or the fact they've only attempted 6 shots. 9:05 to play. And now it's a 5-point game. Oh, nice move inside by Latson.
Trying to do the same thing Florida State does. Maybe not pressure on the wing.
There's the drive. Now Latson goes off the screen. High off the glass. Third quarter begins. Florida State with the basketball. And a 9-point lead here. And a matchup. Kyla Freelon. And Latson.
Well, Gordon goes out and Latson comes in.
She's picking up her defense too.
On the ball pressure.
There's Latson. She's been able to get downhill. Timpson inside. Blocked by Freelon twice. Now Latson's put back. Back to a 7-point Florida State lead.
Freelon's a really quick jumper.
And Latson that time gets it.
And for Texas Tech, Freelon told her teammates what was coming. 2 more.
Has 7 points, 6 rebounds. How about the block there by Turnage? Latson's going to take it herself off the window.
Gordon and Latson to deal with.
Latson gets downhill so easy, and it rolls in. Paige Rocca played in the 2022 NCAA tournament team game. There's a fearlessness about her, doesn't she?
Love her game. At both ends.
Latson turnaround jumper.
Nice play.
Gordon to Latson from the first half.
Well, you had the feeling they couldn't stay that hot.
Latson gets close to the rim.
Timpson's so impressive on the rebounds.
Oh, wow. Latson nifty.
Be more consistent. That was what had her so excited that coach was going to be proud.
Latson going right. Had a career high 20 points against UT Martin. Betancourt trying to feed it inside to Ejim. Latson steals it away. And Latson straight to the rim.
Timpson not only blocks shots inside, but alters shots. And that.
Third quarter marches on. Florida State and Gonzaga in the final game of the Paradise Jam. Latson.
Well, the men's program started that to Tommy Lloyd, who's now at Arizona going overseas. And then the assistants on the women's program. Great pass by Hybens. There's the zone penetration.
Latson.
They've been in the zone. They're screening the corner of the zones, which basically turns into a man-to-man. And then, how about that? Let's bring our guard right in the middle of the zone. They're not going to take a basketball away from Timpson. Vice grip hands. That's wicked.
Fantastic cross.
We're still not even until December, till tomorrow. A complete player with those rebounds. Oh, now we throw some steals in there.
Breakaway for Latson. And the nation's leading scorer is on the board. 6-point lead, less than 3 minutes to go in the opening frame. Latson hanging and backs it in. Coach Kim Caldwell told us they were maybe not surprised by how quickly she adapted. 6-0 Tennessee run. Latson ends it with a 3. Differently in terms of how they're defending Tennessee, as Latson will take it all the way. Whitehorn step back. Tennessee now 0 for their last 8. Latson in transition. Backs it in. That's a 3. Cooper to Puckett. Latson one-on-one. And she has 20 points.
There's a ton of grit.
There's another steal. And a wide open lane for Latson. Called by Kim Caldwell.
Well, that was
officially this the second time out she's called all year. Gordon just got rid of it. Latson in the lane with 10. Over the outstretched arm of Puckett. That's really the only foul trouble tonight for either team so far. Latson hard take. Kim Caldwell frustrated. Open is Latson and takes advantage.
Gets him an extra possession.
Latson. Oh, tough take.
Got her on the arm. I know the fans don't like it.
Latson, hard take in traffic.
Similarly, Latson and Timpson in a two-man game have been great tonight as well.
No call. Latson takes advantage.
Right, she is just too quick. Such a hard guard.
It's very going to be interesting to see that matchup as well. If she's going up, type of player on my roster, and you can see why.
Oh yeah, high-level offensive player, an absolute dog, fearless.
You mentioned, Asia Ellison, that this is a very fast-paced game. A lot of attention going to Tania Latson. Latson read that like a book. Gets to the glass and one. Sydney Bowles comes up, finds Tania Latson with the fake at the 3, takes on the committee, and gets it up from the 3-point line.
And this is a layer of their game that if they can execute, they can be unstoppable.
As well, they have that advantage there by 6 over the Noles. Latson, now you see me, now you don't. Tania Latson got her own rebound and playing bully ball.
Inside and out, just showing how dynamic she is offensively.
A lot of activity and pressure at the top of the key. Latson on the back line. Robertson up top, and Tania Latson got a little bit. It's Sunday, why not a pick 6 for Tania Latson?
I mean, they're just playing that frenetic style defense they always play with. And it's being absolutely disruptive.
Latson gets the bucket.
And Latson takes over. Latson starts things off with a 3, and just like that, disappointed in that effort.
She's going to like what she's seeing, though, on the defensive end. That's the second steal. 15 straight games. She leads the nation in minutes played, so you're going to see a lot of her today.
And Latson once again.
Amaris Baker, the 5'8 senior guard.
Latson for 3, nothing. CAA Coach of the Year. Every single year they have had a postseason run with her under the helm, as Latson once again plucks that out of the air and draws a foul, gets them. So the Dragons starting to get a little bit feisty here, but here comes Latson right back at it. The Seminoles are flying all over the court right now. Latson gets 2 more. She said, they say of KK Timpson, she eats glass for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's appropriate. And here's what Amy Mallon said, she's finding her way with us. Coming over from Holy Cross, trying to fit into this mold, as you see. Latson.
Get a layup. KK Timpson got a hand in on it.
Drexel trying to employ a little bit of a defensive, Florida State's best defensive performance, you could argue, on the season so far.
Yeah, again, Drexel, you can tell exactly what they're trying to do on the offensive end. Some of the best in the country here on this court today.
Cooled off from three-point land, but still not so field goal percentage-wise. Oh, my goodness, are you kidding?
Here's Priscilla Williams, the Oregon transfer. Pass in and out of the hands of Crank. Latson streaks down the lane and scores again. That might have affected the shot. Gordon. Right to the rack, has it blocked by Williams. Latson open, and hits. Blocked Mariah Knight. Transition opportunity, Latson for 3.
She has posted back-to-back double-doubles, 38 in her already storied career. 3-pointer on the Latson, getting into the lane. Taken away, Latson, easy 2. Wenzel had it taken away. Latson out in front. Another lay-in. Some adjustments. Nice adjustment there from Latson to pick the pass. Takes it all the way at the denial. Yeah, 6 blocks a game coming into this game for the Seminoles. Latson crossing up her defender, bucket. Around the horn, Latson through the lane, off glass. Rebound for Florida State. Latson, how quickly Misha doubled underneath, trying to get it off to White. It's Latson that comes away with it. One-on-one with Baker. Latson wins it. Good ball movement. Baker from the wing, no good. Now, Virginia Tech has gotten quality looks, but they haven't been able to knock them down consistently, no doubt. Latson right into the teeth of it. All gas, no brakes. Rimmed out for Latson. As Florida State with their largest lead of the game, it grows.
She almost passed it. She's like, oh, nobody's there. You can't leave her hanging. You got to help her out.
Latson right as the season continues to unfold. Latson crossover to the rim. To their success. I mean, what does 60 paint points say to you? Is it more about Florida State's offense as Latson lets it fly? Latson. 4th double-double of the year for the senior from Michigan. Latson says, you know what, I'm just going to
really the only player that they lose
It's not just a young squad in terms of age, but in terms of Latson.
But they have to find ways when teams try to disrupt that and disrupt those touches, still to keep her involved. One of the keys coming into this game for Brooke Wyckoff and Florida State was to take away the middle drive. So, oh boy.
And box out on, but I'll tell you what, the Orange defense is where they've struggled, and I like these first two possessions, how they've been defensively. But hard time.
Gordon.
That's what I thought.
Tonight, Latson in the right place at the right time. Count them. Has taken Florida State to 3 NCAA appearances as Tenaya Latson picked the pocket, got it on the left, and finishes to bring it back in. The sophomore sends it to Tenaya Latson. The Euro step, so keen. Georgia Woolley still looking for her first points of the game, now 0 for 3. Latson collects and delivers again. Tucker Center, Andrew Gray alongside Asia Ellison as well at the 3-minute mark. Tonight, Latson comes up with the steal and rolls that one in for her first field goal. Another one. You can put us on repeat.
To be aggressive offensively.
Tenaya Latson with the response, rattles that one in. Woolley couldn't connect on the 3, and Omaria Gordon able to come out with the ball. Finds Latson. Latson at the rim.
Cardinal starting 5. You know about Aguera and Bozgana, but a change last time out. Ijiwoye, Clardy getting opportunities. Coach K. Pay liking the spark those two bring. Cardinal looking to run. Latson picking the pocket. Cookies in the backcourt. Up for the lefty layup.
On the offensive glass, Nunu Agara and Bozgana are known for that. Last game having 4 amazing offensive work, being able to go back and forth. As Tenaya Latson
left free and knocks it down. Greg Meskel here with you from Maples. Right inside, and good fight there up front. Timpson, second effort. Latson, that's pass. Under 5 to play, fourth quarter. And the rip, Latson reading that passing lane, the intercept and the finish. We talked about that a lot, working on themselves, right? Not being so concerned with who the opponent is. Here's Latson, steps back for a 3. That's good.
They've had to adjust to the time changes here. The trip out west, they'll be back home for the next couple against Clemson.
Point in time back in the day, but get back out to the wing where I belong.
Latson stays with it, has 44 paint points in this game as Latson hangs and hits.
To make the defensive list, just like her teammate Michaela Timpson, who was on the 2024 all-defensive team. So the combination of Timpson.
Tessa Miller, Belmont, average 14 points a game.
Find a stop on this end of the floor, though. Inside again, there it is. It's better than a stop. It's a live ball turnover. Just what the Tigers want to cut down on. Latson gets the point. And so here comes Florida State looking to extend the lead. Latson will do just that. Latson up top. Trying to make her way around more. Gets the roll.
Go till the under 5 media and then right back in.
Latson off the inbound. She can do it all. Brings down the rebound for Florida State. Look at Latson pushing tempo. Point blank range, fortuitous for the Seminoles. Latson pulls up the other way. Assists for each by comparison. That's an 8th turnover by Miami. And here comes Tenaya Latson. Pull up from the elbow. Money. Tenaya Latson now running the floor in transition. Latson all the way to the rim. FSU sends it back out top to Latson. Bonner with a look for 3. Great effort by Timpson. Another board for number 21. And Latson. And here comes Latson and Florida State.
And that's rebound number 10 for KK Timpson. Involved with the offense for another scoring opportunity.
Up top, Latson once again. Latson good. Lead for Florida State. Sydney Bowles made an early 3. Latson, the turnaround.
And then exploded up above to finish that one off.
Player who's got almost unlimited range for Miami. Speaking goes Watson.
underneath. Tonight
for 40 minutes. And for BC, got to take care of the ball. Cannot allow Florida State to get easy buckets in transit. Well thought out shot by the 5'5" freshman, maybe from Fresno on that play for the Noles. Latson, good defense again by Green, but when you're that good, a little bit. Who's learned to slow down and see the game a little bit more. Boy, Timpson has had to work for every average than Florida State in the conference. There's some of that elevation. Sidbury, 3 off her season and career high. Check that was. Here's Latson leading the break. She's going to go all the way against Ivy and missed. But she stuck with it and got the reward. And the ACC with 2 of the most prolific scorers in the country, and Latson and Hidalgo. There she goes.
Latson from deep this time. Got it. 6 games over 100 points. That's a program record. Leading scorer in terms of a team, leading scorer in terms of the player, and another 2.
This is the first time they've raised their hand and actually calling a play. Look at this horn set right here.
5 to shoot. Latson drives. Latson gets it to go. It is all Florida State in this first quarter. Bowles a big pickup. Transfer portal. Latson gets it to fall. Latson will head to the line and look to complete the 3-point play. During that game against NC State, nobody really realized how close they'd come until Coach Gebbia looked up and they were down by just 5.
That space and knowing if you can attack, you need to stop and pop. Love her game.
Latson showing the drive here, and she'll head to the line looking for a 3-point. She dropped 8. She plays that whole game. I think she's probably up around 27. So if you take out that outlier, as here she goes again, Latson 2 more.
For KK Timpson, find her in the paint a lot, but they're going to have to answer whenever Florida State does make a bucket.
Latson slices in, finds 2.
Has worked.
Johnson 7th at the conference in scoring, 4th in assists, right to the basket. Tanaya.
Easy lay-in.
Heard the leading scorer so far for UVA with 6 on 3 for 6 shooting. And Tanaya Latson
hangs in the air a bit, gets some contact, but finishes anyway.
Did you see that quadruple team on Timpson there? Did you see that? And then it leads to a bucket. Are you kidding? You're talking about Odessa Noyon, who's 6'3", Latimore, who's 6'4", Hurd, who's 6'2". There are so many bodies around her.
The team works defensively, but it also takes a lot of work mentally, a lot of reminding, a lot of understanding the mission.
5 rebounds, and her first career triple-double against Gonzaga in the Virgin Islands. Another 2. Shoot around like a creative shot, right? So someone on the team comes up with, all right, what are we going to do today? Today it was like an underhanded shot from midcourt, and they celebrated whoever made it.
Bigs in the nation in the ACC, and you've been able to see her growth. It's something that Coach Wyckoff is really proud of. Cut a girl some slack.
Then I will not.
Let's have some fun, folks. Knowles and Cards were underway. FSU wins the opening tip. Latson, as she so often does. Couple of missed free throws. Good break for Florida State. Latson, turnaround, and 1. Too strong. And speaking of rebounds and how KK Timpson is part of that 1,000 rebound club, there's another one for KK, and that leads to a transition bucket. Latson's baseline drive is good and 1. Florida State has made 2 threes. Curry herself has made 3. And the 18-point lead for the moment. Rebounds and the hustle plays all over the place that don't necessarily always appear on the stat sheet, but we've certainly seen them all night tonight. Latson has, and with that, Louisville's made 5 of their last 7. Latson leads. And one for Tenaya Latson.
They're going to give Tenaya Latson the continuation.
And this will help solidify things for the Cardinals in the standings, still firmly in control of their...
That's why you can get those quick hitters at the rim.
Latson gets her first. Florida State has never won at Notre Dame. In fact, they've only won once in the series history. Hidalgo has yet to hit a field goal in the second half. Latson against Miles. Showtime! 8 to shoot.
I think Hannah Hidalgo adjusting her headband and her shorts is equivalent to slapping the floor, meaning lockdown. And then Latson, I would back off a little bit on Miles and not let her run that ball screen that high.
Meanwhile, Latson, that's her first miss from the free throw line. Gets her own rebound, though, and does it one. And reached the 2,000-point plateau as number 2 in scoring. She's going for it again. Try to stop her. She's really looking to set up her teammates as she got back in the flow. Speaking of the flow, there she goes.
But Duke has another elite defender they can put on Latson. Most teams, if you get their best 2 defenders with 2 fouls, Latson's going to have someone who can't really guard her.
DeJesus guarding Latson, who's got it now well away from the rim. That doesn't last long. She goes in, up and over.
Was that right there? Off the glass, quickly into the transition game, putting pressure on your D. Latson finally out of the frame. The folks with some decisions to make about whether they stay and play, whether they go to the W, whether they're in the portal. Latson off the bounce, trying to go to work over Timmons, and here comes Latson with the push the other way. Tenaya Latson breaks the seal.
Outside, a wide open 3. It's Volker. It was Volker off the mark. Here's Latson ahead of the pack. And Tenaya Latson with 7.
Just a breakdown. It was obvious to us.
Coaching certainly in her DNA. And Latson scored.
Walton, Harris, and Suarez have to have 15, 16-point games and hit their average to hang in it.
And Jimmy, it feels like George Mason, you mentioned it near the end of the first quarter, starting to settle in a little bit more, at least offensively. Latson.
For the leading score from George Mason.
She's got 4, but 1 for 9 from the floor. Latson off the glass. Man. Here's a steal by Latson. Wow. And now it's a 10-0 run. Big upset today was South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits over Oklahoma State. Quarter 3. Time to buckle up the Seminoles and the Tigers. Their first meeting since 2019 underway in Baton Rouge. Here comes FSU. Latson on cue, the layup.
Both teams very comfortable turning it into a track meet. And boy, those baseline, good sign early for LSU to get her involved on the offensive end.
Latson with a 3-pointer.
This is a young lady that's going to get off 20, 21 shots a game. Such a tough cover is Tenaya Latson.
Latson with 8. Stolen. She averages more than 2 steals per game. The mid-range. She'll get it back. Tenaya Latson dominating early, and it's 10-6. Latson back on the court. She has all 10 Florida State points, and now her second steal. Make that 12 in a row for Tenaya Latson.
Want to turn that thing over to live ball turnovers in this game.
Crowd back in it. Latson and a chance for 3. And finally some help for Latson. She'll survey between the legs. Circus shot. And this is the stage. This is the spotlight Tenaya Latson's been waiting for. Been dreaming about. Latson. Yes! The lead is back to 8. Knowles only 2 points in the second half, make it 4, and there's Latson.
I have fallen in love with this LSU team. Not in terms of how good they are, but how much joy they have.
Well, just the way they share the basketball. Joy's a great word. Latson, the step back 3, and splashes that.